What is going on, guys? It is now MW4 season. The beta just came out, and I'm going to tell you the settings that you need to switch to before you get into your first game. So starting off, we have controller settings. I'm not going to do mouse and keyboard because most players play on controller, so we're just going to do controller settings. And yeah, and then we're going to move on to the right. We're going to start at controller, then move to graphics, audio, interface, and then account and network. They're settings that absolutely change everything. In certain settings that they start you off with are not very good. Starting off with controller, right now I've just been experimenting with sends. I think for my controller 1.7 feels good. This isn't like, you don't have to like change it exactly to my sends, but you can anywhere around here is around the meta where like the top players play. But you can go from 1.65 all the way to 2.0 if you want to. It doesn't really matter. I don't really touch any of these three. I play with flips, so I shoot with my bumpers. And dead zones are extremely important. They start you off default. Like, I'll reset this. I'll reset all of these settings, and I'll show you that they are terrible settings. So it starts you off at 15 on the minimums. Like me, I have TMR thumbstick, so I'm gonna run 0 every single time on my minimums. And then for my left stick max, it's always for anybody who doesn't know, like the left stick max is the one that you can tinker around with. I wouldn't go below 65, but it makes your left stick kind of get to the outer edges of the inputs quicker, so it feels a little bit more snappier. But for me right now, I've just been running 70. I'll probably experiment with that a little bit more. Maybe I'll go to 75. If you're the type of player that likes it, just undeniably feels better at 99, then you can keep it at 99 for sure. It doesn't matter. But for me, 70. A lot of top players run 70, 75. Shotzzy run 75. And then you go over to the aiming tab. Aiming advanced settings. This is an absolute must. You guys need to get in, like, before you even play, you need to get in here. Change this from gradual to instant. They have it on gradual. That is terrible. You want it on instant. That's the classic COD feel. This doesn't matter. And aim response curve, you need to have that on dynamic. Don't run. If you're a linear player and you swear by it, go ahead, but it's definitely not as good as dynamic, and standard is terrible. I just have that on default, 100 strength. And if you are the type of player that runs higher sends, but you want it to be slower when you aim in, then you can mess with this top one here. You turn this on, and then you can go 0.95. It makes your sensitivity can stay fast, but your aiming will be a bit slower, so that helps a lot of people. I keep mine at just 1.0. This is motion. I don't do anything with the motion. Sprint assist I have on was, I guess, like 0 or 50 with that. Me personally, I run hybrid. Definitely, I think you should only run slide only. Hybrid if you're used to it. And yeah, don't do tap to slide. Do slide only, because tap to slide, you'll get a delayed slide. This is an absolute must. I put this on partial for the mantle. You don't want to be mantling on everything when you're jump shotting people. So partial is you automatically mantle only if it prevents like a big fall. Movement advanced settings. This is where the sprint setting comes in clutch. You definitely want to put this tactical sprint activation on single tap run, so you can get, all you have to do is click the stick one time, and it's like having one sprint setting instead of double clicking to go fast. You just need to do one click. That's an absolute must. And then over to combat. I don't think I really did anything. Yeah, none of this. I didn't do anything in the combat tab of the controller tab. So on to graphics. I play a bit of a stretch res 1600 by 1024. You don't have to do that. You can just play native if you want. I just like the stretch res because it gives you better performance, and it makes your game feel a little bit faster, and it makes the players' models a bit thicker. So you could just turn up your FOV and kind of tinker around with that a little bit if you wanted to. I haven't touched any of this, obviously, stuff like that. This is all preference. NVIDIA reflex low latency, I've just been doing on plus boost. You could tinker around with on if you wanted to. That's a preference thing. VSync definitely off. VSync in menus off. Custom frame rate limit, whatever you want it to be, really. Like it doesn't really matter. Whatever your frames can handle. And then quality. This is definitely a really, really, really important tab. They start you off at like 60 on VRAM scale. I go to 90. It's a more touchy of a game. It feels faster, so I put VRAM scale on 90. Upscaling and sharpening, I put NVIDIA DLS Ultra Performance. You don't have to do that if you don't want the game to suffer with the quality too much. You could put it on quality if you want. Balance does feel really good. Performance feels really good, but I just like the Ultra Performance. And I put the sharpness at 100. It makes it feel sharp. World motion blur, I have that off. All the motion blurs you want to have off. And this is kind of the juicy part. A lot of people don't really come down here. If you're on PC, I think some of these settings are on console as well. Like I really just put everything on low. Texture resolution normal. You don't need to. I don't want the game to look absolutely horrible, so I put it on. Actually, I'm gonna put it on low because the beta kind of has bad performance. Basically, just everything on low. Like there's nothing to this page other than getting the most performance that you can get out of your game, and trust me, it's worth sacrificing some picture to feel better. So yeah, I have 110 FOV, but that's only because I'm stretch res, so I have to like counteract that. So I'm trying enhanced FOV. I think that's like it zooms in a little bit when you aim, but actually I don't. I'm going to take that off because I haven't been enjoying it that much, but you can tinker around with that. You want these all on minimum, first person camera movement, third person minimum. You don't want camera to shake. That's terrible. Audio, this is all like you guys can handle the audio for sure. All of this stuff, preference, definitely color customization. You guys will know what to do with that. HUD, I always historically did HUD bounds smallest you can do because that puts your radar closer to the center. Green minimap shape, you want it on square, you don't want it on round. It starts off on square, so you'll be fine. Square, it's just you can see more. All this, you don't really need to. If you want to mess around with your crosshair, feel free. One little secret, I don't know if this helps or if it's just placebo, but I do like to turn off. In the account and network section, there's a dismemberment and gore effects. If you turn it off, the game doesn't register blood. So technically there's a little bit more performance with that, but I don't really know. I don't need to see like blood on the screen because if anything that would just get in the way. Like I don't need to see like blood splatters because we don't need any more visual clutter, so I'm just taking that off. One more setting that I've seen that is relevant in this game that wasn't in other CODs. In the movement screen you want. So before I end this video, this is the last setting. So you come all the way back to controller, and do movement, the third tab on movement on controller, and then you go to slide, maintain, sprint. Make sure you turn that on, and that's gonna help you chain some slides. Like you're not gonna get stuck after your slide. That is huge. That's huge right there. That's basically going to conclude the video, but I'll probably make another video tomorrow because I want to show some gameplay and stuff like that. Show some classes. Maybe you guys want to see some classes. Yeah, I think this is a good starting video for MW4. Coming back to uploading. I took a while off, but I want to get back into form for MW4 and see and like develop a community of some sort. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll just keep uploading and trucking away. So, yeah. That wraps up the video. Thank you guys.